these cool rules and you could be the deputy fire marshal in your home. And get your free deputy fire marshal's kit.
Even they know no matter how small, you gotta fall and you gotta crawl. If you get caught in a fire, here's what you should know. Get down on your knees and you remember, please, to keep your body low. You just got to fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. Fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. If it gets smoky around you, so cloudy that you can't see, just cover your face and get out of that place and fall and crawl just like me. You just got to fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. Fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. It may sound crazy, but now it's like a baby. Get down on your knees and remember, you gotta fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. Fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. Fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. Fall and crawl. That's all. And you get out of the fire. Be cool about fire safety.
It's October, which means it's everyone's favorite holiday, Fire Prevention Week, established in 1925 by everyone's favorite president, Calvin Coolidge. Honestly, I'm shocked that he found time to do this. He was known to sleep 15 hours a day. Fire Prevention Week was created to commemorate the Great Chicago Fire, which itself is bold because there were other fires around the Great Lakes on that very same day. One of which is the Peshtigo Fire, which is America's deadliest wildfire. Somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500 people were killed. In comparison, only 300 were killed during the Great Chicago Fire. The guardian of Fire Prevention Week is the National Fire Protection Association. They help produce the Let's Be Cool About Fire Safety video series. In case you don't remember or have never heard of them, here's a quick refresher of what they're like.
Be cool. Be cool about fire safety. Yeah, that's the rule. Hey, to be cool about fire safety.
Yo, you're looking at the bomb diggity numero uno smoke detector.
Man, am I glad we called 911.
He's watching TV and decides to make some French fries. But he leaves a pan full of cooking oil heating on the stove and...
Gotta be cool, yeah. About fire safety. Yo, when you know what to do, you're cool. Yeah.
Those god-awful clips come from the video Let's Rap About Fire Safety. I reviewed this piece of shit last year for Fire Prevention Week. I will say without a doubt, this is one of the most annoying videos ever produced. So this year I thought, hey, why not torture myself some more and review the original OG, its predecessor, Let's Be Cool About Fire Safety. Released in 1994 by the National Fire Protection Association and Allstate. I guess we're in good hands. Get it? Because that's Allstate's slogan? I guess people can't take a joke anymore. Right off the bat, we notice one glaring difference between the two videos. The song.
Yeah. Parents always saying things to you. Don't be late, pick up your socks, that's what you gotta do. And leaving dishes in the sink, hey, this won't do. But now there's something real important. You can tell all your parents about what they should do. Tell them to be cool. Be cool. Be cool about fire safety. Yeah, that's the rule. Hey, to be cool about fire safety.
The overly annoying rap song has been replaced by this.
Be cool about fire safety. If you don't want to get burned, be cool about fire safety. You got a lot to learn. Be cool about fire safety.
What do you even call this? It sounds like a cross between gospel music and early 90s dance music. It got me wondering, is this song actually worse than the rap song? I'll let you decide. With the music portion done, it's time to meet our so-called host.
Hi, I'm Phil. I'm Chuck.
We have Chuck and who's the other one?
Hi, I'm Phil.
Who?
Hi, I'm Phil.
Still nothing. That's not a good sign. 30 seconds in and they are already having ADR issues. I guess she only does one take.
And we're going to be telling you lots of cool things about fire safety.
Man, I can't even tell you how excited I am. What's next?
But kids can do something to stop them too.
Yeah, I don't see that happening much, because it worked real well in Let's Rap About Fire Safety.
Meanwhile, the cooking oil is getting hotter and suddenly bursts into flames. Suddenly there's fire and smoke everywhere.
There's some cool rules about fire safety.
And if you learn them, you could be a deputy fire marshal.
Can I just get a pass on this? Because I really don't want to. Especially if I have to say, Deputy Fire Marshal, like you dweebs have to. Maybe now's a good time to take a moment and address the fire in the room, or should I say the word cool in the room. I can't imagine a situation where one would hear the word cool more than this. So in the spirit of padding the video, let's do a quick count of all the uses of the word cool.
Be cool about fire. Cool about be cool about fire.
Telling you lots of cool things. There's some cool rules about fire safety with cool stuff to help you.
Be cool about fire. Be cool about. Be cool about it. Be cool about fire.
Learn these cool rules. Remember, be cool about.
Be cool about it. Cool about fire. Cool about fire. Be cool about fire. Be cool about fire. Be cool about this. Be cool about fire safety. If you don't want to get burned.
Now let's never utter that word again.
There's some cool rules about fire safety.
Damn it! The following scene is the spot in the video where I need to take a knee during the national anthem, because this next scene is a whole lot of fucked up going on.
If you ever see matches or lighters, don't touch them.
Uh-oh! Somebody left out matches and a lighter.
Remember,
Wow!
keep your eyes open, and if you see these, tell a grown-up right away. But never touch them, and you'll be a real superhero.
Like a deputy fire marshal?
Exactly.
That was something, wasn't it? I gotta admit, in my 34 years on planet Earth, I've seen some pretty weird things, but this might be at the top of that list. So let's take a moment and break this shit down. Where to start with this nonsense? How about here?
Don't touch them.
Uh-oh!
What is up with baby Carrot Top? I don't understand why he's reaching out for the fire starters like that. Is it me, or doesn't he seem kind of big for a baby's crib? And why is there a baby crib in the living room? Shouldn't that be a playpen? Did the production designer think no one would notice? I have no idea, just like why this happens.
Uh-oh! Somebody left out matches and a lighter.
What is she, a mutant? Shouldn't she be part of the X-Men? Or if you want to be politically correct, the X-People? Let's talk about Cyclops Wannabe's power here. She walks into the room and sees the matches and the lighter on the table, then still needs to project green rays from her eyes to help her verify what they are. Couldn't she just go over and pick them up like any other normal person, thus making the whole green eye laser pointless? No, I answered my own question because if you notice, she needs the green ray to help her verify them. Because only after does she finish greening it does she realize that it's matches and a lighter. That's not much of a mutant power, more like a disability. Is everyone in the world like this, or is she the only one? Could you imagine a world where everyone has to shoot colored beams of light out of their eyes to help them identify things? That would be one messed up existence. As if that scene wasn't crazy enough, this guy breaks the camel's back.
Remember,
Wow!
keep your eyes open, and if you see these, tell a grown-up right away. But never touch them, and you'll be a real superhero.
Like a deputy fire marshal?
Exactly.
My dear viewer, if you notice, when she identifies the fire starters, there is no one behind her. The video then cuts back to her, and we see Creepy walking up behind her. How the fuck did he get in there? Did he break a window, bust down the door, come through the roof? Why the fuck is this thing in a room with two unsupervised children? To what, give them fire knowledge? As far as I can tell, Laserface seems like she has that under control. So he has no reason to be there. That scene is just awe-inspiring. Think about the world that they live in. Babies look like Carrot Top. People shoot colored beams of light from their eyes to help them identify things. And on top of all of that, Not only do cartoon people exist, but real people seem pretty blasé about the whole goddamn thing. As a Carrot Top looking baby once said, and I think that sums up this scene very nicely.
Sounds like a fire in progress. Let's check it out.
Really? That's the best you could come up with after the scene we just saw? You might as well just end the video. You blew your wad in the first minute 17. In any other video that shows kids working the fire dispatch, that would be crazy enough to get me to go off. But for this video, that's nothing. How are you gonna top anything after the scene we just saw?
Jose hydrant, what's happening?
We're not sure, but someone playing with matches may have started it.
That'll do it. Let me paint you a picture. You have two kids working fire dispatch talking to a living fire hydrant named Jose Hydrant. He also has a Cuban accent because why not?
That's terrible.
Is he talking about the fire or his delivery of that line? What is he, one take Chuck? This was the best take they could get out of this kid? Director saw this and thought, we got this. I'm not sure who the worst actor is. Him?
That's terrible.
Or this guy?
There's nothing out there.
Hope you get that fire under control. We'll check back with you later.
Muy bien. Very good, eh?
We'll check on that fire later. But now, here's something cool that can warn you about fire.
What? We will check back with you later and we hope that you get the fire under control. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, you ass clowns. Shouldn't they be more concerned with the fire than moving on to the next fucking segment? What could be more important than someone losing their home and Odin forbid someone possibly dying? Please tell me what was so important that we had to leave the fire. Fuck you. It's everyone's favorite part of Fire Prevention Week, Celebrity Voice Smoke Detector time. Last year, it was our good buddy Jason Alexander.
Yo, you're looking at the bomb diggity numero uno smoke detector. That's me, Seymour Smoke.
I wonder who the special guest smoke detector is this year.
Ow! I hate smoke.
Who are you?
Seymour Smoke. Smoke detector.
Gilbert Godfrey? I guess if there was no one else? He was famous at this point because of his involvement with Aladdin. He would be fresh in most kids' minds. It did get me wondering, what did his audition sound like?
Seymour Smoke. Smoke detector.
A talent agent is sitting in his office. A family walks in. Man, woman, their two kids, and their little dog. Their talent agent goes, what kind of an act do you do? The father starts fucking his wife.
There is one thing of note in this scene. Gilbert Godfrey actually shares this scene with a future star-to-be.
Thanks for warning us, Seymour. That's a different noise. What does that mean, Seymour?
Well, in case you didn't guess, the redhead is a very young Lindsay Lohan, pre-fame and pre-fucked up period. Watching this as a kid, I would have never guessed that she would be almost as famous as Gilbert Godfrey. I mean, she did get second billing in the cast section. To be fair, they are in alphabetical order, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone fought to make sure she was at the top of at least one of those bills. Honestly, I don't have much to say about this. She's on screen for like 30 seconds, and I'm not a fan, nor do I care about anything she's ever done. Why even bother mentioning it then? Well, it's my job to point out all this weird random crap that appears in these videos. I guess you could say job well done.
I hate smoke. It's disgusting. It gives me a headache. So whenever I see it or smell it, I make this noise to warn you. 'Cause where there's smoke, there may be fire.
You gotta love how nonchalant these kids are about this. Like, if this was happening to me, I would smash the shit out of this thing.
Good tip.
Fuck yeah, kid, it's a good tip. You should take my advice and smash the living shit out of that unholy fucking monstrosity.
That's a different noise. What does that mean, Seymour?
Now, if you hear me chirping, that could mean two things. That could mean, well, all of a sudden you bought a bird that you didn't know about, or it could mean that my batteries are low. Go tell your parents that I need new batteries.
First, that was a joke, right? That was supposed to be funny. Well, it wasn't. Second, does it bother anyone else that these kids are having a full-on conversation with this fucking smoke detector and they don't seem bothered by it one bit? But to be fair, they live in a world where people have green eye lasers, cartoons exist, and talking Cuban stereotype fire hydrants are a thing. Now just add creepy talking smoke detectors to that fucking list. Also, this just hit me. Did anyone ever think that they would see Lindsay Lohan and Gilbert Gottfried in the same scene together? I wonder if they ever run into each other and they're like, hey, do you remember that time we were in that fire safety video together? And Lindsay Lohan's like, you were a smoke detector. And Gilbert Gottfried's like, yeah, you weren't on drugs. I do have one final note before we leave this section. Why does the smoke alarm look like Gilbert Gottfried? I wish I had something witty to say about this, but I mean, just look at it. If my smoke alarm looked like this, I'd burn my house down. I guess that makes me
cool about fire safety.
Do you know how to escape from your home if there's a fire? You gotta have a plan. And remember, practice makes perfect.
So now my buddy Chuck wants to give us advice on fire plans? Why doesn't he take his own advice and learn how to practice more at acting?
That's terrible.
As a bad kid actor once said,
and remember, practice makes perfect.
I guess it's intermission time for the video because we spend the next 5 minutes talking about fire safety.
If you see someone that looks like this, don't be scared.
That's right, kids. If you see a firefighter, please do not be afraid of him. But if you see the following person, you need to be scared.
Well, maybe not that horrible, but still pretty bad.
Firemen have to wear all this strange-looking stuff to protect themselves. Like masks to help them breathe.
It makes us look and sound weird and scary.
But really, we're not.
I feel like that Star Wars joke is just really out of place. It's not wacky enough. Maybe while the firefighter's on screen, Bill Myers can drop by. Then the two of them break into song and then have frogs come out of their ears. This feels like it would fit the overall nutbag theme of this video a lot better. We then shoot back to our horrifying friend, Seymour Smoke.
Hey, up here, point to the one who's talking. Boy, these cameramen don't know anything. Anyway, I have another cool rule about fire safety. Do you know how to escape a fire? No, you don't. I'll bet you don't. Well, would you believe you could learn the answer from a baby? You could. You really could. Just pay attention.
Typical smoke detector thinks he's better than all the other fire prevention appliances. I like how he accuses us of not knowing how to escape a fire. Like it's not that hard, but let's play along for the sake of the review. Teach us, oh why, smoke detector.
Even they know no matter how small, you gotta fall and you gotta crawl. If you get caught in a fire, here's what you should know.
What? Little Richard, what the hell?
Get down on your knees and you remember, please, to keep your body low. You just got to crawl and crawl, that's all. And you get out of the fire. Crawl and crawl, that's all. And you get out of the fire.
I mean, when I think of fire prevention, the first name that comes to my mind is Little Richard. It's like, geez, how many times can this video jump the fire? Honestly, I'm shocked that after everything that has happened thus far in this video, that something could still be shocking.
Crawl and crawl, that's all. And you get out of the fire. It may sound crazy, but crawl like a baby. Get down on your knees and remember, you gotta crawl and crawl, that's all. And you get out of the fire.
The very best part is how nonchalant he is with playing the piano. Yeah, sure, in some of the cutaways they show him sort of playing, but when the camera's hard on him, he's not moving his fingers. You can tell how much he really wants to be here for this. That does raise an interesting point. Has anyone ever been to a Little Richard concert? Does he play Fall and Crawl? I bet he does, wouldn't you?
Fall and crawl, that's all. And you get out of the fire. Fall and crawl, that's all. And you get out of the fire.
After learning to fall and crawl, we are whisked away to our next celebrity spot. And I hesitate to use the word celebrity and the word spot.
Do you know yours?
Quick! What's the number for 911? How do I know?
Little Rascals 1994. That's a movie the kids are sure to remember. Look, they had a reason to use it. It was to get a cheap pop out of the kids, and because the scene was convenient for talking about 911. In reality, all it does is serve as a transition from the previous part to our last celebrity.
Hello? Mr. Repairman? All the machines in my house are acting weird. I mean, the vacuum cleaner is supposed to sound like... But right now it sounds like... marbles.
Someone I can finally get behind. Michael Winslow, the man of 10,000 sound effects. Kids, if you're not familiar with Michael Winslow, here's a refresher course.
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what?
The what? And the what? You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
I think it's really great to see him here because he looks like he wants to be here. I mean, he used his own house, and those are actually his kids, which makes him look a lot better than a certain little Richard, who wishes he could have been anywhere else on that particular day.
Don't worry, Billy. Pretty soon you'll be hearing...
As the video is done chucking celebrities at us, and I think it's nearing its conclusion, let's check in with it one more time.
What would you do if you were on fire?
Did she just ask that kid what he would do if he was on fire?
What would you do if you were on fire?
Wow, she did. What a fucked up random conversation to walk into. I mean, I know this is a fire prevention video, but most people don't ask each other, what would you do if you're on fire? I think social service should investigate her home life because this is not normal behavior.
I don't know. Jump in a tub?
Honestly, I don't know which is stupider, the kid's response or the fucking dog shaking his head no.
I don't know. Jump in a tub?
The kid's response is definitely dumber, right? That's what I thought.
If your clothes catch fire, you gotta drop to the ground. If your clothes catch fire, you gotta roll round and round. You just stop, drop, and roll.
I thought this shit was done, but nope, we got one more song. What else could possibly happen worth note?
Drop and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Get down on the ground and stop, drop, and roll. Get down on the ground and don't you ever stand.
God, no wonder the Postal Service is billions in the hole. Every time a song breaks out near a mail carrier, they stop doing their job and go dance with a bunch of kids in a golden retriever. Now imagine that you are these kids' parents. What's the first thought that goes through your head? Gee, I don't know, this must be normal behavior for a mail carrier. No, I'm pretty sure the police are getting fucking called.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and...
Get your fucking hands off the kids and the dog now.
Jose Hydrant, is that fire out yet?
Well, I'm glad it was finally convenient to get back to that fire that we had to leave before, fuckers. Remember earlier in the video when I couldn't make out that young lady's name due to the audio being garbled?
Hi, I'm Phil.
Well, we finally got the answer.
Oh, Chuck, Sue.
It's Sue, and now the world's vast ocean of knowledge is complete.
Great, that was smart.
I really shouldn't pick on the acting. I mean, they are just kids, but that was
pretty bad.
Well, I'm glad we confirmed that Sue is One Take Sue also. That's pretty much it for the video. There's not much left after that. It's just a rehash of the fire tips that we already learned previously in the video. So the Dalmatian in the room is this worse than Let's Rap About Fire Safety? Well, look at it this way. This video was terrible. From its completely shameless celebrity appearances, to the ridiculous eye laser scene, to the bad kid acting, to a dog shaking his head yes and no, to a mailman groping two children and a dog, Little Richard phoning it in, and a talking Cuban fire hydrant. Yeah, it was bad. But you know what? It was still a hell of a lot better than Let's Rap About Fire Safety. Because it didn't have 5 jackoffs dancing around, flailing all the fuck around with the same goddamn song looping over and over. And if I ever have to talk about either of these videos again, I'm gonna snap. So till next time.
So long for now, Deputy Fire Marshals. And remember, be cool about fire safety.
If your clothes catch fire, stop, drop, and roll. That's good fire safety. Fire's under control.
Gotta be cool about fire safety. Be cool about fire safety.
Crawl low under smoke. If there's fire in the house, don't cook or touch matches so no fire catches.
Learn fire safety and know what to do. So if a fire starts, it won't burn you. Gotta be cool. Be cool about fire safety.
Yeah, peace out and be cool about fire safety.
Fire safety.
Yeah.
That's terrible. What would you do if you were on fire?